then what values brands or corporates want to live with. Yeah. And what else is there?
What about this body image stuff?
The body image, see, if Axe has become a huge success across the world,
In spite of that.
correct?
In spite of that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it has become a very big success in the world because it never showed muscular men. It showed a nerdy man getting a girl. Because nerdy men will never get a girl, and then therefore they went and then advertised, saying that even nerdy men will get. So somewhere Indians have misunderstood the concept. They showed good-looking men getting more good-looking girls. Correct? So it became such a stereotype that everybody is following, as you understand. In marketing, if everybody does the same thing, nobody will stand out. So there comes in a point, then people start thinking differently. Like Jockey, as a brand has thought differently, Jockey as nothing else, and then went on to something which is far more progressive because all the time marketers want to stand out. Correct? They don't want to spend more money and then stay in the clutter because they will never. So that itself, if 100 players are playing in the same deodorant market and all of them are doing the same imagery, forget about the morality, forget about progressiveness, forget about anything. It does not make business sense to them. Sooner or later, some of them have to move. That is the marketing principle. So some change will happen. And as I said, as the people start talking far more openly, and internet penetration goes much wider and then much deeper, then people will start knowing far more. Today, a lot of people are confined to what they see on television.
I just want to actually, sorry if I may, I just want to add to that. I think the body image question and questions of these kind of stereotypes are actually go much deeper. I think it's a much deeper issue because it's a systemic issue. How are markets built? I mean, forget advertising. Advertising is just the foot soldier in a sense. It's what you see first. But how are markets built? If you look at the process by which markets are built, there are many stages to it. One of them involves traditional societies. Identity resides in a past. It is collective. As you move forward, the market society's identity becomes a quest. It lies ahead of you, and this quest for becoming myself and becoming yourself and realizing yourself. But that quest, in a consumption sense, is made up of incompleteness, of making yourself feel incomplete today and filling up those bits with acts of consumption. So in a sense, anxiety about the self. Am I good enough? Am I smart enough? Am I beautiful enough? Am I thin enough? Is my hair clean? Do I get dandruff? Do I get pimples? This is part of a much larger system which produces a need for a variety of products, which says you need this if you want to complete yourself. So it's an exercise in self-completion. Advertising necessarily has to follow. When you say that if I need to feel, why would you need so many beauty products? Why? I mean, the average number of beauty products used by a middle-class American woman, somebody was telling me, was some 64. This was somebody from Unilever sharing I don't know if it's true or not, I don't know but it was, and it's like boggles the mind as to say, why would you need that many? I mean, what does this, but how has that got constructed? How has that got developed? So that advertising will create anxiety about the body. That advertising is a necessary part. Within that, you can have shades of sensitivity, you can have shades of extreme insensitivity. But this is a project, this is much larger than advertising. And I think which is the reason why I'm not arguing that there is no wiggle room or there is no, but it is part of a larger sort of a system that we have embraced in some form or the other.
Yeah, actually, that's something very interesting which you said. Advertising and marketing is based on the concept of insufficiency. And first and foremost, you have to create that anxiety about insufficiency in people. So where is your starting point?
Welcome to our session. My name is Joseph Best. I'm a Senior Program Officer at Mundo, based in Washington, D.C. And welcome. Thank you all for coming. As you may have noticed from our rearrangement of the room's chairs, this will be a slightly less orthodox session. Benoit, Augustin, and I were talking, and we decided not to do any PowerPoints or presentations, and instead do some interactive activity and just some kind of discussion right off the bat. It's 2 o'clock on the last day of the conference. I don't want to give a PowerPoint presentation, and I figured you probably didn't want to see another one. So, so we thought this would be a little bit better. If there's any, again, during the discussion, please feel free to ask any additional questions if you feel like we haven't covered it. And we'll also provide references to kind of all the additional details. So if you have any other questions about the things that we're talking about, there's documentation from all this that we're sharing. So as I said, I'm based in Washington, D.C. I coordinate some of Famundo's work in what I will call, conflict, war, post-war, and crisis settings, following from our morning discussion that Kate was pushing about the language of conflict and post-conflict and conflict not ever really being done. What's that? Yeah, no, absolutely. But we were talking about it. We were talking about it over lunch, and it's very much true. I mean, we're going to be speaking about interventions in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo and Burundi, where armed violence and war-like conditions have not actually stopped, depending on where you are and varying degrees of that. So I coordinate Famundo's work in a lot of these settings, mostly supporting local partners in the work that they're doing, doing some work with Anthony and Abad in Lebanon, and then a lot of work in the Great Lakes region of Central Africa. So I want to do some brief introductions of my colleagues, and then we'll jump into our activity. So to my immediate left is Augustin Kimonyo. Augustin is based in Kigali, Rwanda, the Gender Living Peace, but also under its engagement methodology. Does anyone need Spanish translation?
No, will the speaker speak in Spanish? No?
So Augustin's left is my colleague Benoit Rurutotoye. Benoit is based in Goma, in North Kivu province of the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Benoit is a psychologist and is the founding director of ESL, the Institut Superieur du Lac, which is a professional school for psychologists, psychotherapists, mental health nurses, and counselors based in Goma. It is the only school of its kind in that part of the country, and I'll ask them to speak about it in more detail. So without further ado, we would like to do an interactive activity. So this is an activity that we have taken and modified slightly from the Living Peace curriculum that we piloted last year in North Kivu, South Kivu, and in 4 northern provinces of Burundi. And actually, my colleague Gaston in the back from Care Burundi was an integral part of the team that worked on the intervention in Burundi as well. So we're very happy to have him. And Gaston, please add anything that comes up that you think is relevant to the discussion. So feel free to participate if you would like. No one is required to participate, but what we were hoping to do was to do this, again, a short modified version of the exercise, talk about it a little bit in the context of our intervention and why we did this based on this kind of intervention. And then we're just going to do kind of an interview discussion type of thing at the end. The one thing that I want to kind of keep in mind as part of the discussion and as we're doing this is that the Living Peace intervention that we'll be talking about is primarily a therapeutic intervention, a group therapeutic intervention. It did not, the project did not start out that way. We started out, I think, kind of looking at doing a group education kind of program based on a lot of work that's already done. But through some of the research, through the International Women's Gender Equality Survey that Famundo and Sonke and ISL did together in North Kivu, and other formative research that we did specifically for this project, we realized that a lot of the violence that we were seeing, a lot of the enemy partner violence we were seeing was driven by men's unresolved trauma and coping mechanisms. So that's what led to this therapeutic intervention. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to Benoit Augustin, who kind of lead the facilitation.
Thank you, Joseph. As Joseph mentioned, the kind of exercise that we are going to do will be an exercise done by couples. So we need couples. One man, another man, or one man and a woman. It's not compatible. Whoever feels like willing to do the exercise. So we need to have a couple. Then once we have a couple, the first person will close the eyes. Okay? Close the eyes. Then the other person will guide the one who is like a blind person. Are you following? Then after that, we will be moving around. The person who's closing the eyes will be moving around, and the person who's guiding him or her will be very close to that person so that he or she can help the blind make sure that he or she is on the same track. Then after like 3 minutes of it, then we switch off. The other person who was guiding will become the blind, then the blind will become the person who's guiding. Are we that clear? Yes. Then after that, we will ask you some questions, just to trigger the interaction. Then from there we keep going into the discussion. That's clear. Okay, good. That's another good question. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, so one thing to add is, we ask in the directions for this, for the person who is guiding, to ask the question to the person they are guiding, how would you like me to guide you? So it may be, take me by the shoulders, hold my hands, put your hand on my head, whatever, whatever it is. And yes, there can be communication between. You can say to them, okay, move to the left here, shift, that kind of thing. So it can be very, you can do it however you want. There's plenty of, you can speak and everything like that. And you can also go and use the hallway if you want. It might get a little crowded in here. There's still a lot of chairs. So is that clear? Okay. All right, so everybody that would like to participate, please stand. If you want to pair off, find someone else who you can do the exercise with. And we will... Anyone not have a partner? Is there, you want to partner with? Sure. We were just doing an interactive exercise as part of our curriculum on prostate exercise. So one person closes their eyes and is guided by another.
Make sure you close your eyes. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for your participation. Now we are going to have just few questions about it, and then our interaction will start from there. Now, how did it feel to be led? How did it feel to be led? I think everybody got this opportunity. How?
Because even though I know my partner a little bit, I had to sort of relinquish a lot of faith and trust that he wouldn't drive me into a door.
Yes. Thank you. Other views? Yes.
I was not participating in the process. I was late. I had no democracy to ask for.
So you felt like you were not part of the process. You were
Yes.
not part of the. Yes.
Right.
Something like
Good in a sense that you have someone who is, supporting you.
Yes.
But because I was feeling like kind of disempowered, being distracted in everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you felt.
Give me some indirection, so I was like hesitant that she would take me, some dangerous also. And at certain places, what I could understand is like, I just wanted to turn sometimes feet like left and she could turn me right. I wanted to stay, straight, then she could turn me, back. So it was like, I couldn't trust her completely.
Yeah.
And there was like, she is guiding me, but, like I couldn't rely on her completely that she would take me in the proper direction.
Thank you.
I didn't know where I was going, and he didn't tell me.
Yes.
So I had to sort of let go of I had to switch on all my senses, but that's why when I led, I tried to talk, and even when we went into like a more narrow path, I tried to talk to reassure.
Yes.
And it was interesting when I think you led me outside the room. Once I got used to this room and the sounds and the noise and the light, I felt more calm. But once we changed the environment, and I was being led, and I was not being told where I was going, I got more insecure once again when I got to a new setting.
Yeah. So you see, there was this sense of insecurity. When you were leading, how did it feel like? Yes.
Someone's safety is in your hands.
Yes.
I mean, it was a very artificial thing, and
Yes.
no real danger was likely
So there was
to
a
come
sense
there.
of responsibility.
Yeah.
Yes. Were you going to say something? Okay, cool. Trust. Make sure that the person trusts you.
Yeah, trust.
Yes?
I think it was also kind of a decision at the beginning. Do I really lead, or do I guide the person who is leading himself? So this is kind of the decision that I'm taking at the beginning.
Yes.
And then also to find out how much guidance he needs. I mean, how closely, in which rhythm do I give instructions, or I just let him go, and then it's just a situation where we need to be careful, then I intervene. So these are all the decisions we are taking during the process, and I think this is really, some form of self-assessment and activity.
Okay. Good. Maybe Joe or Benoit have some other questions? Okay. 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 Now, remember, this is something that we are doing in a post-conflict context. And it's an exercise. Part of the exercise that we are having was we have a series of exercises. And this is one of the exercises that most of the time we start with for different reasons. Remember, this is part of the therapeutic process that we start. So why do you think this should be done? Why do we think that we do this kind of exercise in the therapeutic process? Why do you think this is part of the process in ourselves? Yes?
I don't know the answer to your question. I mean, I could make some guesses, but one of the things that really struck me with that exercise that I didn't say was that you don't, in the situation, I know my partner just a little bit, but you don't know what is in that person's past. So when you're particularly when you're leading somebody, you don't know what triggers there might be for them. Even in this safe space, you always, well, for me that was a gap, just not knowing what sort of experiences that person may have had in their life before that may have made that confronting in ways that I wouldn't imagine.
Exactly. Yeah? Other views? Edward?
I think after, in a post-conflict situation, I guess it's for each and everyone, but possibly, like she says, nobody knows each and other's problems or issues. But what I see is the need to help each other, probably in trying to complement where probably the other has problems or weaknesses or vulnerabilities.
Yes.
Because that's something that's really being destroyed in such a situation of really huge traumatization. So this is a very important part, and I can imagine that there's another part in it where it's also about feeling your body.
Yeah.
So in some way, when you close your eyes and you really rely on being guided, you have this opportunity to go inside a little bit more, because very often people are completely dissociated. So it's really very important.
The charity that is needed when you start the process of healing. It's a very important step when you are dealing with therapeutic exercises. So probably I'm not going to go into details really about this therapeutic thing, but as this was said from the very beginning of this session, we are going to look together the tool that we are using. We call it Living Peace Groups, and it is, producing wonders in this area, and probably before we move to the next steps. May I request some of my colleagues to have something to say about this?
I mean, how do you catch up this in the group? Because closing your eyes and having to move can really remind you on something very cruel you lived through. So what do you do with this moment?
Ça peut vous rappeler beaucoup de choses. Vous pouvez être émotif. Et je pense que celui qui a des flashbacks peut directement dire ou s'adresser à celui qui le conduit, même quelque part, à lui dire carrément que je vais arrêter ça. Et si c'est possible, il faut faire une assistance. Une assistance, c'est possible. Vous avez compris? Une assistance psychosociale.
So in situations like this where the person has a flashback of sorts and it can evoke a lot of memories and it can make the person very emotional. So it's important at that stage for the person to say that he'd just like to stop the exercise, and if necessary he perhaps needs some psychosocial help as well, because it depends on the scenario.
That one person having a flashback.
Oui, c'est ça.
Est-ce que le facilitateur discute dans le groupe? Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé s'il y a quelqu'un qui a eu un flashback?
Pendant l'exercice ou pendant la séance de Living Peace?
Pendant la séance.
Oui, excusez. Ok. Pendant la séance de Living Peace, il faut arrêter. Parce que ça peut avoir un impact sur le reste du groupe, sur tous les membres. Il faut arrêter et s'occuper de cette personne qui a des flashbacks. Et même pendant l'exercice aussi, il faut arrêter.
So if the flashback occurs during the exercise, it is better to stop
stop it immediately because it can also have an impact on the other members of the group. And even if it happens during the discussion, that is the debriefing afterwards, even in that case, some adjustment.
Et peut-être recommencer une semaine après,
And
ou un
maybe-
jour après, mais pas le même jour.
Maybe you can redo this exercise a week later.
The purpose of the exercise might also be to build empathy or concern for others, since the person who's in the position of having to do the leading has to be projecting themselves into someone else's experience, which might... Oh. Sorry, it just seems as though the exercise could also be an exercise in building empathy in the person who has to do the leading, since they have to project themselves into the position of the other person to imagine what they're experiencing. But do you ever, in post-conflict conditions, find people who actually are so traumatized that they are not through into walls because they're in the case of spoilers among the readers?
Oui, oui, et de l'autre sens aussi, être accepté d'être conduit ou accepter l'assistance de l'autre. C'est la perte de confiance. Ce que vous dites est vrai, mais de l'autre sens, le fait d'accepter, d'être amené n'importe où, cela montre que j'accepte l'aide ou l'assistance de l'autre. Surtout quand on est traumatisé ou quand on a des problèmes, c'est difficile aussi d'accepter le thérapeute ou le counselor ou celui qui va vous donner de l'aide. Ça, c'est la relation entre thérapeutique. Des fois, le thérapeute n'est pas accepté par les clients ou les patients. Ça, c'est la première étape, la confiance. Établir la confiance entre les deux pour bien continuer, pour bien aider.
This is translate. So we can actually work both ways. On the one hand, we can try and create empathy and understanding for someone who's been traumatized in a post-conflict situation, but also the person who is being led. And it's a similar situation, the relationship between a therapist and a client. Very often, a client might refuse the therapist. Therapist's help. It's a question of creating trust and allowing yourself to be led in any direction at all.
Excusez-moi, je peux donner un exemple aussi. Dans des pays, dans les Grands Lacs, les Congolais qu'on appelle les vrais, mais ils ne sont pas vrais plus que les autres. Et pendant la relation thérapeutique, des fois on doute de votre thérapeute. Il est de quelle ethnie? Il est de quel groupe? Et là on n'a pas confiance. Et quand on n'a pas confiance, la confiance c'est la première chose pour l'assistant. Quand on n'a pas confiance, je pense que le reste est difficile.
So to give you an example of the countries in the Great Lakes area, you have Burundi, Rwanda, Congo, and there are many different ethnic groups and communities in these countries. So when you have a therapist, the first question you're going to ask yourself is what ethnic group does he belong to, or what community does he belong to? And that is something that is going to be a big factor in creating trust with the therapist. This is one of the prior conditions, in fact, to have that trust.
Et quand on doute de son thérapeute, qu'on n'a pas confiance, je pense que vous ne pouvez pas arriver au traitement.
And if you doubt your therapist and you don't have confidence